Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from PlanningWithKay, and welcome back to another video. May is almost over, June is just around the corner, so I'm here today to set up all of my June spreads in my bullet journal. I'm going to jump right into the setup today, starting off with my June cover spread, which is going to be a fun, decorative way to bring in the new month in my bullet journal. If you're familiar with my channel already, you know that I like to do a different theme each month in my journal for my monthly spreads, and I create handmade theme stickers that I use to help me set up my spreads. So for June, I decided to do a neon city theme inspired by warm nights in the city and neon lights. I've also been feeling really inspired lately to create spreads that are a little bit more minimal. So for this cover spread, I decided to really lean into that with a simple city skyline illustration. I'm using 4 different Crayola Supertip markers for this page: a dark purple, a lighter pink, a light bluish purple, and a bright yellow, which all match the sticker collection that I'm going to be using later on in this setup. After outlining the cityscape scene by alternating the pink and purple markers, I'm then adding windows to all of the buildings, varying the shapes and sizes of the windows for some added visual interest. At first, I was just planning on doing a few windows in yellow, but as I went on, I decided to also bring in those same purple and pink markers to fill in all of my buildings with windows. Recently, I've really been enjoying going into my bullet journal setups with basically no plan, just taking it a moment and a page at a time and coming up with everything on the spot, and I feel like that approach is really helping me to simplify my spreads a little bit more. It definitely helps that I always create these setups during my Patreon live streams, so I do get some help coming up with ideas and inspiration from my patrons in real time, which is always so fun and so helpful. With the city illustration all done, I'm now using those same markers to write in my June title, going in with a simple cursive font all the way across the page, again alternating my different pinks and purples, and then using the yellow marker for the year, and finishing the spread off with a bunch of yellow stars all over the page. And with that finishing touch, that is it for my June cover spread. I absolutely love how this ended up turning out, and it got me really excited going into the rest of this setup. Moving right along in my functional June spreads, I'm of course going to start off with my June calendar and monthly overview spread. This is also where I'm bringing in my stickers to help make the functional part of this setup as quick and easy as possible, and I decided to do something extra fun for this theme by combining 2 of my sticker kits together: the Watercolor Splash monthly kit in the purple color variation, and of course the Neon City monthly collection for the main thematic elements. If you're a regular here, you know that I love using watercolor in my journal, but it definitely makes my setups take a little bit longer to create, and sometimes I'm just not down for that. So using these watercolor stickers was the perfect way to get that watercolor look on my spreads without any of the hassle or time of actually using watercolor. So after sticking in my June header at the top of the page, I then drew out my calendar and instantly messed up the spacing, so I just redrew that calendar on a separate piece of paper and used my glue tape roller to stick that right over the messed up calendar for a quick and easy fix. And each day on this calendar gets a space that is 5 spaces wide by 3.5 spaces tall. I'm then going to go in with these little number circles from the Neon City monthly kit to label the dates on my calendar. And I'm using a pair of tweezers here, which makes working with these small itty-bitty stickers a little bit easier. I'm also going to fill in that empty row at the bottom of my calendar with some neon signs, like an ice cream cone, a martini glass, a coffee mug, and a couple of arrows, all from the single decorative sheet of neon signs. Also, as usual, all of the stickers that I'm using today are available in my sticker shop, PlanningWithKay.com, in both physical and instant digital download form. Single sheets are just $3.50, and the 3-sheet monthly kits are $5, and I'll have everything linked in the description below in case you wanted to place an order. With my single page calendar all done on the left, I'm now going to finish this monthly overview spread off with a couple extra components on the right, namely a bill schedule for the month as well as a catch-all monthly task list. For my bill schedule, I used a number strip from the Neon City functional add-on sheet, and I used 2 headers from the monthly kit for the bill and task headers at the top. I'm going to finish this spread off with a little extra bit of decoration at the bottom and some task list dots using those Crayola Supertip markers, and that is it for my main June calendar spread. The next page in my June bullet journal setup is going to be a page for keeping note of monthly memories. I'm using a couple stickers here that are from the Patreon only sheet matching this theme. This is the only sticker sheet that isn't available for purchase in my shop because it was exclusively sent to my $30 patrons from the month that I designed this collection. But if you do want access to the digital version of this sticker sheet, all of the past digital sticker collections are instantly available to you on Patreon if you sign up for the $30 tier. So I'm keeping this memory page super simple and just creating 10 empty spaces to fill in throughout the month with key memories by doing a scribble shape with my Crayola markers. And I just penciled in some light boxes as a guideline for these scribbles so that they would all be the same size. I'm now taking those watercolor circles from the Watercolor Splash monthly kit and sticking those in along the entire bottom of this spread for some simple and effective decoration. And that is going to lead me into the right page of this spread, which is going to be my self-care bingo page. I'm making my header exactly like the one on the left, first sticking in a stamp and a neon tube sticker from the Patreon sheet, and then lettering in my self-care header with my Crayola markers. If you're not familiar with self-care bingo, it's essentially just a creative way to encourage and track regular self-care throughout the month by creating what looks like a bingo card filled with different self-care items that you mark off as you do them throughout that month. My bingo card is going to have 25 spaces total, and each one is 5 spaces wide by 5 spaces tall. My middle space is going to be a free space to mimic a bingo card, and I'm then going to fill in my 24 different self-care items. Self-care definitely means different things to different people, and for me, these self-care items are usually things that foster my mental, emotional, and physical health, and are especially geared towards helping to prevent burnout. Some examples of what I'm writing in for this month are painting, drinking water, having a spa day, playing video games, spending time in the sun, going to therapy, working out, getting dressed up, having a movie night, and starting a new book. And once I have all of those written in, that is it for my memories and my self-care spread, and time to flip the page. The next spread in my June bullet journal setup is going to be one I'm calling June Entertainment, which is going to be for keeping note of the books, movies, shows, and other media that I consume throughout the month. For my header, I stuck in 2 of the big neon city scenes on the sides, and I then laid in one of the watercolor splashes right in the center, over which I'm using my white Jelly Roll gel pen to write in that June Entertainment header. If you're ever curious about any of the pens, markers, journals, or other supplies that I use in my videos, I always have everything linked in the description down below. Looking at this completed header, I also have to take a second to say how amazed I am at how well the watercolor stickers match this neon city theme. Looking at it now, I would think that I specifically designed them to go together by how well the colors match, or like I had the idea the whole time, but it really was just by chance, and it was a decision I made right before I started this setup, and it's definitely got me inspired to play around with other fun combinations. After decorating the middle of the spread with some stamps and neon signs, I'm now going to draw out 4 separate boxes for my different categories, and each box is 14.5 spaces tall by 21 spaces wide. I'm using some more of the neon tube stickers at the side of each box, paired along with a watercolor flag sticker. And I'm then going to write in my categories with my purple Crayola marker, which are books, movies, shows, and other. With those written in, I just have a couple of details left to add, like some dots for my 4 different lists and some yellow stars to complete that little center bit of decoration. And that is it. With those all laid in, my June Entertainment spread is ready to go, and I can move on to my next spread in this setup. So this is going to be my final monthly spread before I finish the video off with a weekly setup as usual, and I'm going to kick this off with a live stream schedule on the left. I'm actually using one of my Patreon calendar printables here, and I'm altering it just a little bit by cutting out the background and just leaving the calendar and the bridge at the bottom. I post calendar printables every single month for my patrons, starting at just $1 a month. So if you want to use this calendar for yourself or gain instant access to more than 40 other themed calendars, the link to my Patreon is in the description down below. After sticking in that calendar, I'm labeling the dates and the days of the week with stickers from the Watercolor Splash monthly kit, and this is where I'm going to jot down all of the live streams that I'll have scheduled for the month of June. Live streaming is a huge part of what I do on my various social media platforms, and it's by far my favorite way to connect with this incredible online community. My live stream regulars really feel like a family to me. We have such incredible conversations while I set up bullet journal spreads or design stickers with them, and it's a space that I'm incredibly grateful for. I live stream 7 times a month on Patreon and at least once a month here on YouTube, as well as here and there on Instagram and TikTok. And I actually just recently did a super fun live stream here on YouTube where my viewers controlled my bullet journal spread. That live stream is still available if you want to watch the replay anytime you're interested, and I'll have that linked in the description as well as up in the corner right here for you. Now on the right page here, I'm going to create my habit trackers for the month of June. I was also filming this page's setup on my phone for a TikTok/Instagram reel, so I hope you enjoy the magical little sticker transitions that I classically do in those videos. For this habit tracker, I'm going to bust out my favorite adjustable, connectable calendar stamp from the brand Contact Crafts, and when I was setting this up, I could not find my ink pad anywhere, so I improvised and just used a big black Crayola marker to color in the stamp, and this ended up working out perfectly, so that's definitely a good hack in case you don't have an ink pad for your stamps on hand. Back to the spread, I'm tracking 6 habits this month, and those are working out, hydrating, journaling, practicing self-care, shipping out shop orders, and finally marking off my work days. And I'll just mark off the date with a little colored dot each time I complete that habit on that day. After finishing the page off with some decoration along the bottom, that's it for my June live stream schedule and habit tracker, and time to finish this video off strong with a weekly log setup. When getting prepared for a new month in my journal, I always like setting up my first weekly spread ahead of time. So here I'm going to create a spread for June 6th through 12th. This spread is going to be a vertical style weekly log, which means that each day gets a space that is taller than it is wide. I personally love this style because it gives me plenty of room for a nice long task list. So each day here gets a column that is 6 spaces wide, creating 7 columns for the 7 days of the week. I'm going to label the days of the week with stickers from one of my freebie sheets. All physical sticker orders from my shop and all Patreon rewards always come with this full-sized freebie that has a bunch of useful headers and functional items like number strips, check boxes, and a small calendar. And it also always has some decorative stickers from one of my newest collections, along with weekly headers that match those colors. I know that some of my customers have told me that the freebie sheets are actually their favorite sticker sheets from me, so it makes me so happy knowing you guys like them so much. After writing in my dates, one of my patrons pointed out here that I accidentally skipped the 11th, so I just stuck in some flags and number stickers over the dates to fix that mistake. It's one thing I love about having so many stickers on hand. It's always easy to find a way to fix mistakes by slapping a sticker over top and just moving along as if it never happened. With that, this spread is almost complete. I'm just going to write in tasks, bills, and events on the left, and that is it for the final spread in this Plan With Me video. I am so happy with how this monthly bullet journal setup turned out, and I feel so ready to take on the month of June with all of my spreads ready to go and waiting for me. It felt really right going into this setup without any sort of plan or idea of what I was going to create ahead of time, and I absolutely love how my theme ended up coming together with the Neon City and watercolor splash stickers. If you want to purchase any of the stickers that I used today, I will have everything linked in the description down below for easy finding, or you can just go straight to PlanningWithKay.com to browse my entire library of more than 500 sticker sheet listings with more than 50 different themes. And as a special thank you for watching this far, you can go ahead and use the coupon code STICKERFAM for 15% off your entire order, including all physical and digital stickers. Don't forget that you can also join my Patreon anytime to gain access to printables, live streams, automatic sticker deliveries, and more, and that will also be linked down below. Finally, I want to give an extra special thank you to all of my patrons who are supporting me this month. I seriously couldn't do this without you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a lovely start to June, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.